Hello everyone, I'm Z from Susan's family. Today, I'd like to introduce you to a new design, Herbal Chronicle series, Flower Pullover. For this electronic tutorial, please check the website susud.com. The clothing comes in two sizes. Regardless of the size, the crochet method is mostly the same, only the stitch count and row numbers will differ. The clothing includes the main parts, which are the front and back pieces and the sleeves. It also features various motifs. The neckline edging and drawstring come next. First, complete the crochet work for each part of the main body, then, proceed with joining them together. After that, crochet and attach the motifs. Next, crochet the neckline edging. Finally, crochet and secure the drawstring. Let's start with the back piece. For convenience in explanation, we will divide the back piece into section 1 and section 2. Section 1 is crocheted evenly without increasing or decreasing. The chart omits some row numbers. In section 2, you need to decrease stitches under the arm. Additionally, you need to shape the neckline at the top. Section 1 starts with a foundation chain. Work upwards along the foundation chain. When we look at the chart, follow the direction of the arrow. The first row is read from right to left on the chart. Work a double crochet in each stitch. Please watch me demonstrate. First, start with the corresponding number of chain stitches. Don't make the chain stitches too tight. The sample swatch has fewer stitches. I will mainly explain the method when you are actually crocheting. You can mark every 20 stitches. This makes it convenient to count the stitches. If you don't have stitch markers, you can use safety pins or paper clips as substitutes. After checking the stitch count, remove the stitch marker. Then, work the first row. Start with 3 chain stitches, which counts as 1 double crochet, correspond to the 4th chain stitch from the end. Then pick the back loop of the 5th chain stitch from the end. Work a double crochet. Continue to match up accordingly. Pick the back loop of the adjacent chain stitch on the left side. Work a double crochet. Finish this row all the way down. After completing it, check the stitch count. Count the turning chain as 1 stitch. The stitch count should match the number of foundation chains. Continue with the second row. For this row, follow the chart from left to right. In the middle, alternate between 1 double crochet and 2 chain stitches. Below each chain, skip 2 stitches. I am using a small sample, so the stitch and row counts are fewer. You can refer to the pattern for actual crocheting. Start the second row, make 3 chain stitches. Turn your work. Pay attention, when viewing from the wrong side of the row, the stitches correspond to the V-shaped loops in the upper left. On the second stitch, work 1 double crochet. Then 2 chain stitches. Skip 2 stitches below. Work 1 double crochet. then 2 chain stitches. Continue to skip 2 stitches and work 1 double crochet. Followed by 2 chain stitches. At the end, work 2 double crochets in a row. The last double crochet goes into the turning chain. Pick up both loops and crochet. Row 2 is now complete. Move on to row 3. Read the chart from right to left. From now on, always start reading the chart from the side with the turning chain. You will notice, in the middle, every 3 chain spaces. Change the middle 2 chains to 2 double crochets. Insert the double crochets into the chain spaces. For row 4, every chain space in the middle, change 2 chains to 2 double crochets. That is, alternate between 2 chains and 4 double crochets. Row 5 is identical to row 3. Row 6 is identical to row 2. Row 8 is identical to row 4. Row 7 is identical to row 9. The overall pattern follows the same rule as row 3 or row 5, but these 4 double crochets are staggered. We will consider rows 2 to 9 as one sequence. That is, the back piece follows an 8-row sequence from here on. Refer to the chart, and continue crocheting until you complete the corresponding row numbers for section 1. After completing it, don't cut the yarn. Continue to section 2. For the first row of section 2, move the yarn to the corresponding position. For the smaller size, this means moving the yarn to the 11th stitch. Then decrease stitches at the beginning and end. In the middle, follow the pattern from the row below to crochet this row. For different sizes, this row is different. However, the method of decreasing stitches at the beginning and end is the same. Let me demonstrate the decrease method. After completing section 1, secure the yarn, stretch the loop. Take the working yarn and pass it through the loop. Pull tight. Carry the yarn to the corresponding position. For the sample, transition to the 5th stitch. Note: carry the yarn slightly loose. Don't make it too tight. Start the first row. Make 3 chain stitches. Then work a DC2 tog. First, work 2 incomplete double crochets. Then yarn over. Draw the yarn through all loops at once. The decrease is now complete. We will treat this completed part as one stitch. For the next row, insert into the stitch of this DC2 tog. Crochet the last stitch. Do not work into the turning chain. Continue crocheting while referring to the pattern. At the end position, crochet a DC2T or tog as shown in the diagram. First, work 2 incomplete double crochets. Then, work 1 incomplete treble crochet. Finally, yarn over. Draw the yarn through all loops at once. The first row is now complete. For the next few rows, continue to decrease at the beginning and end. Here, start with 2 standing chain stitches. Then, work 1 double crochet. For the next row, work the last stitch into this double crochet stitch. Do not work into the turning chain. Then continue to work evenly without increasing or decreasing. After reaching the corresponding row number, start shaping the back neck opening. For the small size, this is after completing row 24. Then work 3 rows on the right side. After finishing the right side, break the yarn. Leave the middle section unworked. Attach the yarn again from the corresponding position on the left side. Work 3 rows on the left side, and then break the yarn. You need to attach the yarn at the beginning on the left side. Let me demonstrate the method for joining the yarn. First, insert the hook into the corresponding position. Pick up the new yarn. Make a slip knot with the yarn. Slightly tighten the loop. Draw the loop through. The yarn is now joined. Then you can continue crocheting as usual. That's how you do it. That concludes the back piece. Now let's move on to the front piece. The front piece also starts with a foundation chain. Crochet upwards from there. This side is also divided into section 1 and section 2. Section 1 involves crocheting evenly without increasing or decreasing stitches. In section 2, you need to decrease stitches under the arm. You also need to shape the neckline at the top. And starting from the first row, there is a repeat every 8 rows. On this side, you will continuously increase stitches. Then, I will demonstrate 2 rows. First, start with your foundation chain. Then make 4 chains. Work 2 double crochets into the 5th chain from the hook. Continue to refer to the chart. After completing this row, then finish the beginning part of the second row. Once done, you need to make a 1T or 2DC in 1 at the end. First, work 2 double crochets into the starting chain. Then in the same position, Make 1 treble crochet, that is, yarn over twice. Insert the hook. And draw the yarn through. Yarn over one after another. Pull the yarn through the first 2 loops on the hook. The treble crochet is now complete. This completes the second row. Moving forward, continue to refer to the chart, and finish crocheting the front piece. After completing these 2 sides each time, leave a tail of yarn for later use. This will be used for joining the shoulders. Leave about 0.5 meters of yarn at the end of this side. Leave about 1 meters of yarn at the end of this side. That's it. We have finished the front piece. Move on to the sleeve. The sleeve is divided into the sleeve body and the sleeve cap. It's also a chain cast on. Work upwards from this point. Crochet the sleeve body evenly without increasing or decreasing. Decrease stitches on both sides for the sleeve cap. The method for decreasing stitches has been demonstrated earlier. For the topmost row, use single crochets and half double crochets on both sides. Then, let's take the small size as an example. I'll demonstrate the last row with a sample swatch. Work 1 chain stitch. Turn your work. Crochet 1 single crochet in the chain space. Then, crochet 1 single crochet in the double crochet on the left side. Next, crochet 1 half double crochet in the chain space. In the same chain space, crochet another half double crochet. Continue to follow the pattern and finish crocheting in the middle. Maintain symmetry at the end just like the beginning. Crochet 2 half double crochets in this chain space. In this double crochet and this chain space, crochet 1 single crochet in each. Finally, make 1 slip stitch in the same chain space. Cut the yarn and weave in the ends. That's it. We have now finished the sleeves. Next, we need to join the front and back pieces. We also need to attach the sleeves. First, join the shoulders. I'll demonstrate using the shorter side of the back piece. Place the right sides of the pieces together. This means the last row's right side should face outwards. Align the edges along the neckline. The reserved yarn tail from the front piece is on the right side. Use this yarn tail for joining. Insert the hook through a few strands of both fabric edges simultaneously. Pull the yarn through. Make 1 chain stitch. Work 1 single crochet in the same position. Two 3 chain stitches. I'm making 3 chain stitches here. Leave a small interval. Continue with 1 single crochet. This interval is roughly the same as the length of the chain stitches. Ensure the piece doesn't shrink after completing it. The joining process alternates between one single crochet and 2 3-chain stitches. Work all the way down this edge. Here, the front piece is shorter. Just finish hooking the front piece section. After completing it, break the yarn. Weave in the yarn tail. For the other side of the shoulder, follow the same method, and complete the joining. After completing it, break the yarn and weave in the tail. Once the shoulders are joined, continue joining this side of section 1 between the front and back pieces. Use the same method as for the shoulders. Work on the wrong side. Crochet 1 single crochet, followed by 2 3-chain stitches. As you crochet, insert your hook through a few threads at the edge of the fabric. Pay attention. Make sure each row is roughly aligned. You can use a few stitch markers to temporarily secure the pieces before crocheting. After joining the front and back pieces, start joining the sleeves. First, join the side seam of the sleeve body. Use the same method as before. Then join the side without motifs. Attach the sleeve cap to the sleeve opening position. You can fold the sleeve cap in half first, and temporarily secure the midpoint to the shoulder joining point. Temporarily secure these 2 joining points. Then roughly evenly secure a few more points on either side. After securing well, begin joining. Finally, join the side with motifs. This side only needs to be joined to the back piece. The front will later be sewn to the motifs. Up to this point, that concludes the joining process. Next, we'll learn about crocheting and sewing motifs. There are various types of motifs. There are 3 types of large motifs, and 1 type of leaf. The rest are small motifs. Except for the leaves, all others start with a magic ring and are crocheted in rounds. Some motifs are incomplete. Leaves start with a chain stitch and are then worked in rows. You can first crochet the corresponding number of large motifs and finish crocheting the leaves. Then, lay the completed main piece flat on your sofa, or on a mattress, or even on a foam board. Use pins to temporarily secure the large motifs and leaves in place. After securing them well, depending on your needs, fill in any empty spaces with various small motifs. And temporarily secure them. Once everything is completed, sew all the pieces together uniformly. I will first explain the crochet methods for each motif. Then explain the layout and sewing of the motifs. First, let's learn motif 1. Begin with a magic ring. Then work the first round. Make 3 chain stitches. Then, in the magic ring loop, crochet 15 double crochets. After completing them, close the magic ring. Finally, on the turning chain, make 1 slip stitch. Note: the solid oval shape indicates that the slip stitch should not be pulled tight. A tightened slip stitch doesn't count as 1 stitch. Continue to crochet the second round. First, work 16 chain stitches. In my sample, the number of chain stitches is fewer. Next, work 2 more chain stitches. Then, in the third chain from the hook, pick up 2 strands of yarn, and make a half double crochet. Continue on the adjacent chain stitches on the left side, working double crochets correspondingly. Complete all the chain stitch positions. We will call the crocheted part a petal. Next, slip stitch into the second double crochet stitch from the left side of the beginning chain. Then, make a slip stitch. Now, work the second petal. That is, start with the same number of chain stitches. Then, make 2 chain stitches. In the third chain from the hook, work a half double crochet. On the remaining chains, work double crochets correspondingly. The second petal is completed. Skip 1 stitch and make a slip stitch. Repeat this process to complete the remaining 6 petals. After completing each petal, skip 1 stitch and make a slip stitch. After finishing the last petal, make a slip stitch into the beginning chain. Pull tight. The second round is complete. Note that the sample skips some petals here. Continue with the third round. Start by making a slip stitch into the double crochet stitch below the first petal. Pay attention. When crocheting the slip stitch, insert the hook from behind the petal into the stitch like this. Then crochet the petal. After completing each petal, make a slip stitch into the skipped stitch below the next petal, inserting the hook into the stitch like this. Continue crocheting the petals. finish crocheting the rest of the petals in this round. After completing the last petal, make a slip stitch into the starting slip stitch to join and complete the round. Now, the third round of the sample is completed. If you are crocheting small motif 1, the first round is the same as large motif 1, but with fewer stitches in each petal. You can crochet according to the chart. You can also adjust the size of the petals based on your needs. This way, we have covered both the large and small motif 1. Next, let's learn large motif 2. Start with a magic ring. Then make 4 chain stitches. Which count as 1 treble crochet. Follow with 1 more chain stitch. Next, alternate between 1 treble crochet and 1 chain stitch. Not counting the turning chain, make a total of 14 treble crochets. Once completed, tighten the ring. Join with a slip stitch in the 4th chain from the hook. That is, in the 2nd chain, from the right side of the TR. The first round is complete. Continue to crochet the second round. Start with 1 chain stitch. Then, in the hole on the left side, make 2 single crochets. Continue to work 2 single crochets in each hole, making 2 single crochets in each hole, all the way around this round. Finally, join with a slip stitch in the first single crochet stitch. The second round is complete. Continue to crochet the third round. Start with 5 chain stitches, which counts as a DTR stitch. Then make 6 more chain stitches. Then, make 1 single crochet in the second single crochet. Continue to work 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches on the left side, making 1 single crochet in each of those 3 stitches. After completing that, make 6 chain stitches. In the adjacent stitch on the left side, make 1 DTR stitch, that means yarn over 3 times. Insert the hook, and draw the yarn through. Yarn over sequentially. Pull the yarn through the first 2 loops on the hook. The DTR stitch is completed. In the adjacent stitch on the left side, make another DTR stitch. Then, make 6 chain stitches. In the next 4 stitches on the left side, make 1 single crochet in each stitch. For convenience in explaining, we will refer to these 6 chain stitches, the 2 DTR stitches. 6 chain stitches, and 4 single crochets can be considered as one group. Continue to make 3 more groups. There is an omission in the middle of the swatch. After completing it, finish the incomplete group at the beginning, which means making 6 chain stitches and 1 DTR stitch. Finally, join with a slip stitch into the 5th chain stitch. The 3rd round is complete. Continue to the 4th round. First, make 1 slip stitch in the large space on the left side. Bring the yarn to this large space position. Then chain 5. Next, work 4 treble crochets into the large space, followed by 4 double crochets, 1 half double crochet, and 1 single crochet. After completing these, work into the middle 2 of the next 4 single crochets. Work 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. Then, in the large space on the left side, work a symmetrical stitch pattern as here. That is, work 1 single crochet, 1 half double crochet, 4 treble crochets, and 1 DTR stitch. After completing these, make a CH5SL picket. That is, start by chaining 5. Then insert the hook into the front loop of the DTR and the left yarn strand, and make 1 slip stitch. This completes the picket. For the space on the left side, work the same stitch pattern as before, meaning a symmetrical stitch pattern to this side. After completing these, in the next 2 stitches at the center, work 2 single crochets. Next, follow this group's crochet method, and refer to the chart to complete this round. Finally, join with a slip stitch into the beginning chain. After completing the 4th round, continue to the 5th round, make 2 chain stitches, which is equivalent to 1 half double crochet. Then, in the left stitch, work 3 half double crochets followed by 6 single crochets sequentially. After completing, skip 4 single crochets. And start from this half double crochet stitch. Work the symmetrical stitches as before. After completing, work 2 half double crochets into the next space sequentially. Make 2 chain stitches and 2 half double crochets. Work symmetrical stitches on this side. Next, everyone follow this crocheting method, and refer to the chart, to complete this round. After completing it, continue to follow the chart to finish round 6. Pay attention, skip 2 stitches in each dent without working. This way, we have completed motif 2, large. If you are working on motif 2, small, you only need to complete the first 4 rounds of motif 2, large. Now, let's move on to motif 3, large. Start with a magic ring, then refer to the chart to complete the first 3 rounds. In round 1, work single crochets. There are many stitches, and the center should not be closed, leaving a large hole in the middle. In round 2, alternate between 1 double crochet and 3 chain stitches. Round 3 is crocheting the corresponding number of single crochets in the chain space, working half double crochets and double crochets. I have already completed the first 3 rounds. Next, I will demonstrate round 4. Start with 1 chain stitch. Then, in the chain stitch from round 2, work 1 BPSC stitch. That is, insert the hook from behind around this chain stitch. And work 1 single crochet. The BPSC stitch is completed. Chain 7. For the rest of this round, on the double crochets from round 2, work 1 BPSC stitch every other stitch. In between, chain 7 to connect. After completing this, join with a slip stitch in the first stitch. This completes round 4. Continue to round 5. I have already completed it. For this round, work corresponding stitches in each large space. Just hook the matching stitch techniques in each big space. After completing this, continue to round 6. For this round, work 1 BPSC stitch on each back post single crochet. Work 1 BPSC stitch on each existing back post single crochet. Chain 9 to connect in between. For round 7, work corresponding stitches in each large space. Round 8 is worked into the BPSC stitch of each stitch from round 6. Work 1 BPSC stitch in each large space. Chain 11 in between. Refer to the chart for details. Complete rounds 1 through 8. Now I have completed the first 8 rounds. After completing them, start working on a large petal. Each large petal is worked in 7 rows separately. Work 1 petal at a time, moving to the next after completing each one. First, work row 1 of the first petal. Start with 1 chain, then, in the large space, work the corresponding stitches sequentially. After completing this, make 1 slip stitch. Then move on to row 2. Start with 1 chain. Turn your work. Begin from this single crochet stitch. Work single crochets correspondingly. Continue all the way until you finish the position of the starting single crochet stitch. After completing this, continue with row 3. Start with 1 chain. Turn your work. On the starting 3 stitches, work 1 single crochet, 1 half double crochet, and 1 double crochet. Then on the next 3 stitches on the left side, work 2 double crochets into each stitch. After completing this, work 8 double crochets in the middle, then continue to work symmetrically as before. Finally, work into the slip stitch of row 1. Slip stitch. If you can't find the exact position, an approximate location is fine. Continue with row 4. This row is the same as row 2, where you work 1 single crochet into each stitch. Pay attention, do not work into the slip stitches. After completing this, continue with row 5. The stitch pattern in this row is similar to row 3. Refer to the chart, and finish the last single crochet. Finally, slip stitch into the slip stitch of row 3, then slip stitch. Continue with row 6. Work single crochets evenly, all the way down to the last stitch position. After completing this, on this edge, pick up a few strands along the edge, and work 3 single crochets evenly. Slip stitch into the side edge of row 1. Row 6 is now complete. Continue with row 7. Work 1 chain. Turn your work. Then, on this single crochet, work 1 twisted SC stitch. Insert the hook into the stitch first. Draw the yarn through. Slightly enlarge the loop. Turn it around like this in a circle. Then yarn over again, and draw the yarn through. 1 twisted SC stitch is now done. Continue to work twisted SC stitches correspondingly. First, finish all the stitches in row 6. Once completed, on this side edge, work approximately 3 twisted SC stitches evenly. Once completed, join with a slip stitch in this large space. 1 complete large petal is now finished. Continue using the same method to finish all the remaining petals. Each time, start by making 1 chain stitch. Then begin crocheting in this large space. Finish each petal by joining with a slip stitch in the large space. Up to this point, we have completed the large motif 3. Now let's move on to the small motif 3. There are 3 types, 2 of which are incomplete. First, we will learn the complete small motif 3. Start with a magic ring, and crochet the first round. I have already finished it. Next, move on to the second round. Begin with 3 chain stitches, then work a DC4 bobble. Start by working 4 incomplete double crochets into the first single crochet stitch. Then yarn over, and pull the yarn through all loops at once. The DC4 bobble is now complete. Chain 5. For this round, alternate between 1 DC4 bobble and 5 chain stitches. Each bobble stitch is separated by 1 stitch interval. Follow this pattern to complete this round. Once completed, continue to the third round. Work 1 chain. Then work the corresponding stitches into this space. After completing it, work a slip stitch into the bobble stitch. Continue working the corresponding stitches into each space. After completing the stitches, work a slip stitch into the bobble stitch. Once you finish this last space, directly work a slip stitch join into the first stitch. This way, the complete small motif 3 is finished. Then continue with half of motif 3. First, normally complete the first 2 rounds. Then crochet 5 petals. End with a slip stitch and fasten off. If you are making half of a small motif 3, first, complete the first round as usual. Then, complete the first 5 DC4 bobble stitches as usual. After completing, I will demonstrate the remaining crochet method. Here, I have already completed the first 5 DC4 bobble stitches. Then, work 3 chains. Next, slip stitch into all the remaining stitches. After completing this, continue with row 3. First, secure the yarn. Then, insert the hook into the stitch of the starting puff stitch. Draw the yarn through. Work 1 chain. Then, crochet 4 petals as usual. That's it. The 3 types of small flower motifs have been covered. If you need smaller, incomplete flower motifs, let's remove the third row of half of motif 3. We will move on to learning how to crochet leaves. First, cast on the corresponding number of chains. For the sample swatch, the starting chain is shorter. Then, begin row 1. Start with 3 chains, then slip stitch into the 4th chain from the hook. Next, work half stitches into each stitch above in sequence. Work single crochets all the way down until 1 chain remains. After completing, on the remaining chain, crochet 3 single crochets at the same time. If you have trouble finding the middle stitch of these 3 later, you can place a marker on the middle stitch. After completing, from the adjacent chain position on the left side, pick up the remaining 2 strands of the chain. Continue to work single crochets into each stitch. Note: do not start from the insertion point of these 3 single crochets. You can also weave in the entire tail now. Now, I have completed the first row. Continue with the second row. Start with 3 chain stitches. Turn the work. Then pick up the front loop of the first single crochet. That is, the strand closest to you. Join with a slip stitch. Continue to pick up the front loops, and work single crochets into each stitch. Work all the way up to the stitch marker. After completing, at the stitch marker position, continue to pick up the front loop, and work a SC3 in 1, which means working 3 single crochets into 1 stitch. After completing, continue by placing a marker in the middle stitch. Next, pick up the front loop, and work single crochets correspondingly. Work all the way down until 1 single crochet remains. Leave the last single crochet unworked. Row 2 is now completed. Continue with row 3. Work 3 chains. Turn the work. Pick up the back loop of the first single crochet. Join with a slip stitch. For this row, work into the back loops only. That is, the strand of the stitch that is farther from you. The crochet pattern is similar to row 2. Work single crochets evenly. Continue until you reach the stitches before the stitch marker. After completing, in the middle position, work SC3 in 1. If you can't find the middle stitch later, make sure to mark it each time after completing. Then work single crochets evenly. Leave the last 2 single crochets unworked at the end. Now, I have completed row 3. Continue with rows 4 through 8. For even-numbered rows, work into the front loops only. For odd-numbered rows, work into the back loops only. In the middle section, except for the last row, always work SC3 in 1. Pay attention, at the end of the last row, also work 3 chain stitches, and in the insertion point of the last single crochet, make a slip stitch. Next, Everyone refer to the chart, and complete the corresponding number of leaves. If you need smaller leaves, you can appropriately reduce the number of starting chains and rows. After all the large motifs and leaves are completed, motif 1 might be a bit curled. You can lightly iron them to lay flat. Also, for the leaves, you don't need to distinguish between the right and wrong sides. For the other motifs, use the side with clearer texture as the right side. Next, let's take a look at their arrangement. You can see that, at the very top, there is one motif. Next comes a motif 2. Leave a little distance. Then place a motif 3. At the upper right is a motif 2. Below is a motif 1. Right next to it on this side is another motif 1. Leave a bit more space. Then place a motif 2 and a motif 3. Below this motif 3, there is a motif 3. Next to it is a motif 2. And another motif 3. After arranging the large motifs in rows, let's look at the leaves. Between these two motifs, there are 2 leaves. There are also 2 leaves next to it. Between these 2 motifs, there are 2 leaves. Above this motif, there are 2 leaves. There is 1 leaf. Above and below to the left of this motif 3. If needed, you can crochet more leaves to sew on. After arranging the large motifs and leaves, randomly add various small motifs. The bottom roughly forms an arc shape. You can also generally refer to our sample for specifics. After all motifs are temporarily secured, start sewing with the remaining yarn from crocheting. There are no specific requirements for the sewing method. Just make sure not to leave long visible stitches on the right side. Regarding the layering of motifs, any position where they overlap with the main piece, place the motif on top. For the layers between other motifs, determine based on your preference. Additionally, you can sew a few stitches between each large petal of motif 3 to connect them together. That's it for sewing the motifs. Next, let's learn how to crochet the neckline edging. The neckline edging has 2 rounds. In the first round, you'll be working single crochets. In the second round, you'll be working twisted SC. For the number of stitches to pick up in the first round, please refer to the chart. When picking up stitches, if you encounter a stitch, insert the hook into the stitch and crochet. When you encounter a chain space, work into the hole. For the sides, pick up a few strands along the edge and crochet. The stitch count in the chart is for reference only. You can also increase or decrease the number of stitches based on your needs. The method for crocheting twisted SC is the same as the twisted single crochets on large motif 3. That's it. We have now finished explaining how to crochet the neckline edging. Finally, crochet the drawstring. Please refer to the chart for the length of the drawstring. Refer to the video for the crocheting method. Now, I will demonstrate how to hold the yarn and crochet chain stitches. Leave a yarn tail about 3 times the length of the desired cord at the front. Hold the yarn with your left hand. Keep the leftover yarn tail below. Start by making a knot. Then, place the yarn from front to back over the hook. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through the loop on the hook. The first stitch is complete. Place the yarn tail from front to back over the hook. Continue crocheting. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through. Repeat the process of holding and crocheting the yarn. When you reach the desired length, leave a yarn tail, cut the yarn. If you need to sew, leave the yarn tail a bit longer. After crocheting the cord, thread it through the 10th round of the cuffs. The starting position should be roughly above the sleeve. Knot under the arm, then tie a bow. Up to this point, we have completed this top. If you have any questions during the process, don't hesitate to reach us via our website. Susan's Family, supporting your handwork experience, sharing the joy of life. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next episode.